This is a Headgum podcast.
Welcome back, citizens of Wagadu. We are here for another episode of Tales of Wagadu, the Curse of the Spider Queen. I am your very neighborhood dungeon master, Jeremy Cobb, pronouns he, him, and I am joined for this episode by... We'll go with Shamini first, because that's the order we've been using.
You have to give us the cue. It's
the same order. We're using the same order.
Oh, it's always me. Okay, I'll remember this next time. Hi, everyone. My name is Shamini. She, her pronouns. And I'll say about my character, right?
Yeah. Say who you're playing, what their lineage is, what their class is, etc.
Oh, those things. Right. So I am playing a Swala Pugilist called Reth, who uses they and she pronouns. And they have like antelope horns and punch people.
It's a very accurate summary.
Yep.
And Liv,
nice.
Liv, you're also here.
I'm here. Hello. Hi. I'm Liv. She, her pronouns, and I am playing Juji, who uses she, her pronouns, and is an Emere, who's kind of like the elf of the world of Wagadu. She is a Circle of Stars Druid as well as a Twilight Cleric, 1 level in that, 4 levels in the other. And she also is very tired, very sleepy lady. Yeah. Yeah.
Feeling probably better than she's felt in a long time after a pretty decent night's sleep last night. But we're also joined by a third mystery person. Don't say who you're playing yet. Simply tell us who you are.
Hello. I am Johnny. You might remember me from such campaigns as Outlaws and Noblists and the City of the Black Rose. And you might also have heard some music of mine soundtracking the show and the series. So you probably just heard it just then. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, and I am playing a character that has yet to be revealed.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Such exciting times. Let's go ahead and...
Very exciting.
Yes, let's dive on in. When we last left off, Reth and Juji had just picked up the trail of Jimoh, the lost grandfather, and were traveling through the jungle after having had a bit of a throwdown with a group of individuals calling themselves the Pridelings. The pair of you are, I think the last thing we mentioned, actually, the pair of you were completely oblivious to the large set of leopard tracks that were left in the undergrowth, just off of the path that you were following, heading in the same direction.
Such a shame, Jeremy.
Yes, it's tragic. Let the records show I gave you a fighting chance to notice it.
You did.
But that we're not worried about those tracks right now. We're worried about this grandpa. This grandpa's lost. The pair of you walking through. It's a very humid day, as always, in a rainforest. You're by yourselves. You maybe you're licking your wounds. You just had a big fight together. The second fight in as many days. How is everybody feeling? What's going on? Juji, where you at right now, emotionally, psychologically?
I'll tell you where I am in terms of hit points. I'm at 14 out of 40. So that is negatively affecting my psyche, I'm sure. Apart from that, though, I think she's just kind of worried about her new friend, Reth, who seems to be having a bit of time at the moment. Not just because they were in a fight, and because Reth was frozen in place for a good few minutes, seconds technically. So I think Juji's just kind
for
of
like 18
glancing
seconds.
Yeah, 18 seconds specifically. Yeah. Juji's just kind of like glancing over at Reth, just kind of like, it's been so long since I've been around other people. How do I approach things normally? So yeah, she doesn't say that out loud. No, actually, yes. No, she does. Why not?
Wait,
Reth, whatever inner monologue you had is interrupted by this as you're dropping through the undergrowth by the sound of Juji out loud saying, "How do I say things normally?" And just glancing at you very uneasily.
I don't really know. I don't really know what normal is.
That's outside of my head is what I said just then. Hi, yes. Hello, Reth. Hi. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm all right. We're going through the forest.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go find a grandfather.
Yes.
It's a lovely muggy day.
Particularly
It's
muggy.
quite nice. How about you?
Feel the air in my mouth. Yes, I'm doing okay. So
it is at this moment that like the wind kind of whistles through the trees, and Juji, you hear kind of like a sound whispering. You're not quite sure if that's just the wind or if it's something else, but it is uncomfortably familiar.
Yeah, I think Juji just kind of whips around, like looking over her shoulder. Just it stops in the middle. Stops in her tracks.
What is it?
And, I thought I heard.
Can you see your grandfather?
No, I can't. No, I thought I heard something.
No.
I definitely. It wasn't. It's not actually a thing. Can I like roll perception, Jeremy, to see if she's looking all over. She's just trying to see any threats.
Yeah.
So I will.
Absolutely.
Cool. I'll give that a go. Okay, that could be good depending on my perception score, which I think is okay.
You have very good perception.
Yeah, it's I got a 16. 16.
Okay. With a 16, I think you can tell, looking around, it is, as you said, a very muggy day. There's a good chance of it raining. But I think looking, you can see as the trees kind of creak above you, you can see that there appears to be a lot of wind right now today. You're not sure, I think, with that. Like, you certainly do not see anything coming towards you. You see no evidence of anything approaching, but there's definitely wind. What the source of the wind could just be wind, or could be something else. You're not sure. Reth, you would also see that your companion has apparently become very frightened at the sound of the wind.
Oh God! Are you all right?
What? Yes, I'm fine. Sorry, that sounded kind of aggressive. I'm fine. Reth, I'm fine. You know what? We should talk about you.
Are you scared of the forest?
Oh, who isn't? You know there's all sorts of things out there, don't you know? There's big leopard people. There are the pridelings now. They're people we have to worry about. There are, ravenous things that just want to eat you, you know? So of course I'm scared of them. Of course. Yeah.
I mean, it is mostly okay, you know. Nzito has generally just shown me how to stay out of trouble and find food, and it's usually fine. At least when Nzito's here, he's not here right now, so
no,
I suppose that might no longer apply.
No, where is he? Also, nobody's shown me anything. I've just kind of been wandering around.
By yourself?
Yes. Yeah. Well, not entirely.
For how long?
The spirits have been helping. They've been showing me the way. But you know, they don't really. They have their little noises and whatnot, but they haven't really been speaking to me verbally in a language I understand. But you know, we get along fine. So, sorry.
How long have you been? Is this? Did you fall from the sky? Was there goo?
Oh, the goo. Yes, a lot of goo. Yes.
Do you remember? Yes, because I had the goo.
Yes.
You were all gooey as well.
I was extremely gooey for several. I was, even the other day, I found some goo on me, and I've been here for a while. So it's just kind of like, oh, behind the ear, there it is. So yes, no, I fell out of an egg. I think for a while because obviously I couldn't really find a stream for a little while. So I thought I had just, I was a newly hatched chick of some kind. Who's to say that I wasn't? I looked down at my hands, and then I was like, okay, maybe not. But for a while I thought I was. Yeah. So I've been here for. I don't really know. According to the I've been noting down the days.
You could roll me a history check if you try.
I would love to.
Yeah.
History is not his strong point. That's an 8.
Definitely more than a month. Probably less than a year.
Okay. So I think yes, less than a year's time. Less than a year's time. It's been.
And where were you before?
Where was I before? Oh, I was I don't know.
Do you remember? Have you forgotten everything? Because I forgot everything.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I was worried. I was trying to save face. I
forgot everything.
Oh, you forgot everything too.
Did you forget everything?
Oh, that makes me feel so much better. Yes, I know nothing.
Like nothing at all. Right, and I'm just like, oh, this is nice. Is it? I don't know if it's nice. What is nice? I don't know anything. It's very confusing.
Yes, who am
Did
I?
you have that?
Yeah, no, it's terrifying as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You've been here a while. In that time, did you work out who you were?
No, not at all. No, I mean, I remember my...
Oh, no.
I know my own name is Juji. But then again,
Right,
maybe
that's
I
good.
just came up with that. I might have just named myself. Isn't that funny? But also, I know there's a big mahogany tree. Big tree. That's something that I know of. And, other things. And she looks over her shoulder, just kind of scanning the area.
I think with your 16 perception, as you scan, you see a couple of the little minor spirits sort of poke their heads out of the bushes and give you thumbs up. Just like, yeah! And then, they've just been hanging around out of sight.
Yeah. I give them a little salute. Turn back to Reth. Yes, no, I don't know much.
And you've just been hanging out with spirits this whole time?
Yes, the spirits and I are tight. Just the little minor ones, yes. I find it's easier that way, we just we vibe together, and I go about my business and try to.
Do you want to find, your people, who look like you?
Oh, no.
Because I think that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Oh, okay.
Like Swala people, yes.
I mean, technically we did find some Emere back there. I think that's who I am. I'm an Emere, I believe.
Oh.
Yes. So...
Does that mean you want to go and hang out with them?
Not particularly, no. No, I'm fine. I'm fine here. I'm more concerned about figuring out, how I got here. So...
Well, I think you fell from the sky.
Yes, but, what before that? And how do I get... back home, maybe? Can you get back home? Do we know that?
Inzito said you can't.
Inzito said you can't. You can't get back. You can't go back home.
No, people come here and then they're here, and that's sort of it.
Okay, right. I was about to have a very, concerned and well-meaning chat with you about whatever trauma you were working through, but now I think I need to lie down. She's gonna just slowly crawl to the floor.
Oh dear.
A bunch of spirits come out and just start massaging your shoulders. Like they just sort of climb up your body and just like sort of with their whole little bodies just like kneading the knots that are forming. Just like
just bulbous knots. Just the strain is apparent. Yeah, she's just gonna just like take a moment, take some time out on the floor. Okay.
Reth's gonna hover and then just sort of squat down on the floor next to Juji. But Juji, if you don't remember any of it, why do you want to go back there?
Well, I assumed it would be better than here, and I would have, people around me who
What's wrong
loved
with here?
me, and I would not be alone anymore, and I would not be, and she'll look around again.
as there's like another
I wouldn't be
of the wind blowing through the trees.
Ooh.
You don't like the jungle, do you?
No, I don't. No.
Oh no. Juji, it's fine. We'll go and explore, and I think this is a wonderful world, and we'll find lots of wonderful things, and thou can find other people who can be, I don't know, some kind of a family, and tell you who you are and what you can do, and I'm sure it'll be better than wherever you were.
My mouth is so dry. Okay.
A couple of the spirits scurry up with like a fruit, like and squeeze the fruit into your mouth just to try and like get some more moisture. One comes in like massages your cheeks just to like try and work the moisture. They are fully. It's like a car wash. It looks like a NASCAR race. Juji is being serviced by a team of tiny little spirits.
So one of them just takes off her arm.
They're shining your various
um,
markings on your arm and stuff.
Oh, cute. I did need a tune-up, so that's pretty nice of you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I think some of it went down the wrong way. Okay. You know what? I'm going to deal with this later. I'm going to compartmentalize, put that away for now, and then work on that later. Yeah. Good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I could be wrong. I've only met one person since I've been here. It was in Zito. I don't know anyone else or anything else about anything really. So I wouldn't really listen to me if I was
will
you,
listen.
Which I don't think I am, but I can't really be sure.
Which know is more than me.
Saying something.
I'm just going, and then she very slowly grabs onto a tree to help hoist herself up.
Oh,
okay. Let's keep walking.
Way up above that. Like, oh, it keeps going.
Jimoh, we should go find Grandpa Jimoh. Let's continue doing that. Where's Nzito, by the way? Why is it just the two of us?
He was going to stay behind and watch Brea and her wife and the younger girl and sort of make sure they were safe while hiding, which he likes to do.
Okay, sure. Okay, this is.
I was going to ask you, like, do you know? Have you ever seen anyone like Nzito before? But I guess you haven't really seen anyone at all. So not so much.
I've not in person. Not in person, no.
Have you seen people not in person?
Yes, in my in the mind.
When you suddenly go, oh god, I'm thinking things. Oh, my brain, like that. Do you have that? Do you get that?
Juji's just gonna blank face and then go,
I suppose yes.
Yeah, no, I suppose yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
Mine. Okay, right. Do your visions, do they come to you when you are sleeping, when you're asleep in dreams?
Not particularly, unless I've forgotten them because I was asleep.
Right, okay, mine specifically are in dreams, but then I was like, okay, it's just dreams, I just won't sleep. And then all of a sudden it was just kind of out of my, like, seeping into, if this is reality, seeping into it. Do you get that too?
If this is... Wait, sorry, you think this isn't this might not be reality?
No, Reth, maybe it's not. Could we, who can say for sure that this is reality? I certainly can't.
Juji, hanging out with Azito was a lot more reassuring, you know? You felt like he knew what was going on.
I mean, I certainly don't. I never claimed to know, Reth.
Where he was. Oh my gosh.
Never claimed to know.
Juji, I think we shall have to explore together and find out all of the key information in the world. Like, is the world real? Who are we? Can one leave here?
I have a lot of questions.
Can you stop having dreams? There are many questions.
Oh, I've kind of felt that one a little bit myself. Spirits can sometimes provide you with a dreamless sleep, which is very nice for me. Sometimes. So there's that. Anyway, enough about me. Let's keep on marching on. Are you fine? Because you seem to be... You were having your own kind of moment there for a while back there. And so I was going to try and talk you through that. But, you know, seemed uneasy.
As the pair of you are continuing your journey with this subject change, we'll pick back up here. But first, we're going to jump to a different part of the jungle. Not too far away, but a very different sight greets us. Rather than the two individuals walking following a trail, we see standing on atop something that I think most people would not notice, and I'll describe exactly what that is in a moment. Johnny, would you like to describe the two figures that we see standing atop this structure?
Okay. First of all, you'll see a man in, imagine like a very, very healthy 65. Like he's 65, but he's capable. He's quite slight. He's quite small in build. He has hair that is about shoulder length, and it's quite intense to look at because it's all braided, and each braid is a different pattern, a different number of strands, a different kind of weave, a different craft, and it creates this kind of kaleidoscopic, almost optical illusion kind of effect. And you'll also notice that the hair is bronze, and within the bronze are just a couple of streaks of, you know, when metals like bronze age, they tend to get a little bit of a patina, like sort of greens, like greeny bluey kind of patina. So there are just a couple of strands of that. The same goes for his beard, which is not braided. It is just sort of grown free, but has naturally formed quite perfect coiled ringlets of bronze going down to about his collarbone. He's bare-chested, and just under the chest is a very ornate... I mean, it would save time to say that basically everything he's wearing is very, very ornately carved and woven. So he's wearing this very ornately woven belt, also made of bronze. And below the belt is what seems like a wrap, seemingly made out of cloth, which has been sort of woven into these different geometric triangular patterns. But if you look close enough, you'll see that it's actually very, very delicate bronze and brass filigree that has been woven together to create the illusion of cloth. But it's actually all metal. There's pretty much nothing on him that is not made of metal. He's also carrying a satchel across his chest, and he is wearing two chains around his neck. One of them is slightly shorter than the other. It looks quite utilitarian, kind of almost like it was crafted on the fly. Just a standard chain of sort of interwoven wire. and on the end of that is just a hook or like a clip. So whatever was on there looks like it's not present, or it's been lost. The other one is a lot more ornate. It has more. It's more beaded than a chain. It's got each like his hair, each bead is a different kind of braid. All seemed to be made in the same kind of, with the same kind of craftsmanship, with the same kind of school. This sort of intricately woven lines, lots of sort of labyrinthine patterns, and on the bottom of that is an object that is quite hard to define, because you look at it. If you look at it one way, it kind of looks like a screwdriver. But then if he turns around and shifts and the light glints off it in a different way, it kind of looks like a small knife with a like weird hook shape in it. You turn it around again, it looks like some kind of blowtorch. It's kind of got this property where it kind of changes depending on sort of what angle it's at. But again, it's made of this kind of intricate brass. Tucked into the belt is a small sidearm of a similar sort of nature. Looks like it should almost be decorative, but it also appears to be a functioning weapon. Walking beside him is a what can only be described as a creature that looks like it's sort of similar to it's got the features of a caracal. So it's got these cat-like paws and a tail. But they're sort of elongated, so it's more the sort of size and sort of lankiness of an antelope. And that strides beside him. Oh, the only thing that is different about this thing is that it seems to be made entirely of slinkies. It is all wire, like interwoven bits of wire that are sort of stretching and manipulating the body of this thing as it moves along. You actually could get the impression that you could, if you, with enough coaxing and stretching, you could put your hand right through the thing. Like it's being held together by sheer force of will. All of this sort of like all of these wires together, sort of moving and manipulating and keeping their shape and changing their shape to keep this thing looking like what it is. The only thing that is different about it, so just in front of these tall, pointy caracal ears, is a large, perfectly round mask that is made of wood. It is, again, it's got some carvings on it, but it looks very, very different in terms of construction and style than everything else about this person. And it sort of bears this, in amongst these more sort of circular carvings on this face, is a look of sort of quite a placid look. Almost sort of ennui you get from this creature, and it sort of bounds along slightly springily beside this gentleman.
I love them.
That was amazing. The pair of you are currently standing kind of on a higher point of elevation compared to where Juji and Reth are. You can't see anybody around you. You can see the tops of trees kind of below you, and you're kind of following like a ridge. You're currently, though, standing atop something that most people probably wouldn't notice unless they have a background in, say, architecture or sciences. You're standing on what looks like it's very overgrown. It's barely visible through the undergrowth, but it looks like a large square shape in the ground that has been like constructed there. I'm not going to have you roll anything. This resembles a foundation, like for a building, but like a large building. It looks like much bigger than you would expect to be found in a jungle of this thickness. And it looks like it's overgrown, so you know it's been there for at least a little while. But yeah, and I think in addition to that, there's like this sense of like, as you're looking at it, you're like, dang, this is familiar, but you can't quite place the sense of deja vu you get when looking at this. The style of building is not particularly similar to where you've come from, but it is still familiar somehow. You can't quite place where you've seen it. But what would you like to do as you stand here looking at this foundation structure, standing next to Yim, which is the name of your steel defender, I guess, in this case, copper defender?
Copper defender would probably make sense, yeah. Bronze defender.
No.
Yeah, bronze defender.
Nice. Yim, you know, I think we might have been down this way before. Are we walking in circles again?
You see Yim turns his head down to look, like you hear like the coils as he like turns his head to look around at this, and he says, "Ooh, I don't know this spot," and looks this way and that at the trees and says, "Too many trees. Don't remember it. Are we lost?"
Well, Yim, what do you think? We're always lost. But that's okay.
Yim gets a faraway
look.
look.
You can't make a discovery unless you get lost. So, how about we make a discovery? Shall we go and look at this this foundation we see here?
Yes, yes. Let's see what's up.
If nothing else, it'll be a little bit of a shelter on this hot day.
Very muggy. I can feel myself tarnish.
Me too. He sort of strokes his braids as well. And so yeah, I think I'll head over to the this strange square.
Roll me an investigation check.
Don't mind if I do.
And actually, I'll say that.
Oh, that's a
if you, I think since you.
roll.
Oh, I was gonna say Yim can give you the help action since the two of you are
Sure.
investigating
I mean,
together. Unless
I
you want to
don't
go
know
with
if I'll
this
get it.
roll.
No, that second one was much lower. That's a 25 for investigation.
Whoa. Investigating this. That'll very much do. You, like, with some minutes of sort of, like, glancing over this large structure, it appears to have been, like, very expertly constructed. Like, even through the years of erosion from all the water and things trying to grow through it, the undergrowth trying to take it, this looks like whoever constructed this did a very good job, and it's very solid. You also, I think, would see evidence of what looks like corrosion, specifically like metal corrosion, as if like there had been metal pieces like rust or other metals inserted, or excuse me, not rust, iron or other metals inserted into this structure as part of into this foundation as part of an overall structure that have since either been taken away or rotted away, but you can see where like they were oxidizing and stuff like in the stone, and there's evidence of that. I think you see this. I think also you would get this place looks like it's well over 100 years old. From what you can tell, based on the level of erosion, it's likely that this, whatever structure this was, is well over 100 years old.
Okay, so it's kind of where am I in relation to the structure? Am I just sort of outside it?
I'm imagining that you have stepped into it, but if you want to have stayed out of it, you can.
Yeah. Okay. So, are there any of these different like carvings? Do I recognize anything?
Again, I think you recognize like the various elements of like, yes, like you don't see like a signature being left. You don't know if there was one and it may have been eroded away, or if it's just like there's so much like weeds and vines and grasses and bushes. Like you'd have to tear up every inch of this thing potentially just to see, because you don't know where someone would have left the signature. I think as you're looking around, you just notice the one thing that seems kind of out of place is a yellow rock that just happens to be sitting here. It's like sitting sort of inside not inside of the structure itself, but like next to it, as if the structure had crumbled, this little yellow rock had sort of fallen out.
Okay, and it's but it looks like it would have been part of the structure. Can I find which part of the building it came from?
It looks like it had been built into the foundation. Like somebody, like it doesn't even look. It's what's weird about it is all of these blocks of stone that were brought here and like set here. It looks like they were of a piece. It looks like somebody may have just straight up taken this yellow stone and either magically or with tools opened up part of the block of stone and inserted the yellow piece into it. It doesn't appear to have even been like important as a foundational piece. It's just a small yellow stone.
How unusual. I'm going to go and pick it up and just take a closer look. Does anything happen when I pick it up? Or am I just...
as you pick it up, I think you get an intense sense of deja vu. And like as you're looking at this thing, you almost get this sense of like... you look and you're like, oh dang! And you, as you look around it, it's almost like a deja vu. That's like, oh dang! I've seen markings like this before. I recognize what these markings are. As you're looking at like the style, you're like, oh, this must have been part of a temple. This must have been the foundation of a temple that was built. You start to recognize that some of these markings that have eroded, I think they would be like an old Ironmaster dialects. But you can see like, oh dang, you can like just about piece together bits and pieces of prayers. I don't think you can tell necessarily what deity or deities these prayers are made to. But, and I think, some of them you probably can. Some of them are like current, you can probably tell like older names of like current Ironmaster deities and spirits. But specifically surrounding this yellow stone, you can't, it looks like there was actually a prayer, part of a prayer written specifically above the block that has since eroded with this, that had this yellow stone inside of it, or so specifically upon that rock. But you can't tell, like the part where it would have said who the prayer was to, has since been crumbled away, and that's where the yellow stone had crumbled out.
I see. Okay. I guess at this point, I would reach for the object on the longer part of my necklace, which, as I sort of pick it up, transforms into a series of hammers, chisels, and the like of that, and it has become a set of mason's tools. Could I attempt to use the mason's tools to try and repair this, like the area that the stone had been inserted into previously? See if I can make it sort of functional again.
To try and see the rest of the prayer?
Yeah.
It's... Unfortunately, most of it looks like was eroded. So even if you got it, you might only get part of it, just due to the damage. But I will absolutely let you try to see if you can get a little bit more of the message. Go ahead and roll me a tools check. This is going to be a high DC because this thing has been here for over 100 years and it's very overgrown and there's been a lot of rain and wetness. So I'm going to say this is a DC 23.
Ooh, what's my what's my modifier on this?
I believe because you are proficient with Mason's tools, you at least add your proficiency modifier, and I will say I don't remember the exact rule as written, but I don't like the way that D&D uses tools a lot of times. So I'll also let you add your intelligence modifier to this because why wouldn't you? Like it to me, it makes sense because that's how you're connecting with these tools anyway. So you get a +8 to it then.
Okay. What's that? 19? Oh, 28. 27. Sorry.
Whoa! 27. Okay, so it takes like the better part of an hour. Just like try to adjust, like it's you're using there is full-on magic involved here because you are like finding pieces of stone, attaching them, sort of knocking them into place, but there's an element of like your own artificer magic flowing through into this that is enhancing some of this repair, and you are able to see essentially this is a prayer that says there's still only snippets, but you see, to our great, and then part of a word that says stress. So it's like, to our great, like, blank stress, blank blank ween, like, as in, like, the UEEN of, almost as if the word queen or something like that. And then it's like, then it says, may her webs blank for blank.
Oh no. Oh. Terrible.
Okay. Right. Good. Excellent. Yeah. Do I would he know any sort of religions of this or deities of this particular that would resemble putting the pieces together, a queen, something to do with spiders?
Roll a history check. This is also going to be a very high DC.
Why is it always spiders?
Okay.
Why?
Okay. Well, I mean, the streak was bound to break at some point. That is a 7 plus 8, so still not great. 15.
15, I think you can guess this is probably, I think it's fair to say, yeah, probably some kind of queen associated with spiders. You're not sure what the deal is, what exactly beyond being associated with spiders she is. You can't really remember any specific deity that would be associated with this.
Okay. Well, interesting prayer, and I'm going to take a note of the prayer, and maybe keep the this interesting yellow rock. Pop that in my sack, which thanks to the infusion has become is a bag of holding. Just so you know.
As you pop, thank you. As you pop this into your bag of holding, looking at this inscription, standing inside of this large structure, you like get another flash of like, wait a minute. If this is like, you know that, I think you've heard, Wagadu shifts, the landscape of this place, Wagadu shifts over time, sometimes in unpredictable ways. It's entirely possible that, first of all, it's highly unlikely that this temple, a temple that's this fantastic, that was this fantastically built, was just a standalone building by itself, had nothing around it. It's very likely that this was part of a larger, city. A city center, potentially. And I think at that moment it starts to click like, wait a minute, that means there's probably more of these deeper into the jungle. And I think it starts to immediately click like, oh, dang, this could be worth a detour if, like, who knows what you could find. If these are like old construction practices, at the very least, you could potentially bring them back to your town, to Teshu. Or who knows, like, it's up to you. But I think immediately you're like, oh, dang, this is probably part of a larger city that has probably been shifted over time. If I needed to find the rest of it, I would have to go deeper into this jungle.
I'm just thinking how far out do I think I am from Kasugu? Like, at the point of getting lost, how far away do you think I was? Do you think I've got... I'm just wondering, he's just sort of deliberating whether he has time for this.
Oh, yeah, you're like days away. You wouldn't have gotten there. Like, this is well over a week-long trip, regardless. This is not like... This was not meant to be like, so you're getting there tomorrow!
Right, so I could do... I mean, what's half a day? What's half a day walking around? I could just be...
Half a day is 12 hours!
Nothing more than a pit stop.
Yim responds.
Thank you. You're very helpful. I do appreciate you. Now come along. Let's see if we can find any paths or any other signs of civilization within this forest. We might discover a little bit more.
I have a most excited feeling about this.
Unless anything else catches my eye.
Sorry, go ahead.
As do I, Yin. Yes, I'd like to. Unless there's anything else in the building that really catches my eye, I'd like to sort of leave and maybe. Can I scale the building? How derelict is it? Can I scale the building to get some height and see if I see any other structures in the nearby sort of area?
You're already atop a ridge, so you already actually do have some height. I will let you go ahead and roll from where you are. You're basically you're standing in just the foundations of a building, so there isn't really a building left. It looks like whatever was there has like rotted away or been taken, but you can absolutely roll perception from where you are.
Okay.
See if you can see any signs.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll walk to the edge of the ridge and take a look around. I will roll. Oh.
I will say Yim gives you the help action.
Oh, thank goodness for that. That was bad. Oh, that's better. That is still not great. That is a 15.
I think as you're looking around, you don't necessarily see anything. And I don't know how common it is for you to get like flashes of inspiration. All of this is like all of these flashes of like deja vu and like, oh dang, this is a temple and stuff like that. I'm imagining is just kind of like almost it's like something being injected into your head, like, oh yeah, like, oh there it is. I think you get like a sense of like, sort of oh yeah, it's probably to the north. And it's like you get a straight sense of like, based on the way that this ridge is formed and the way that like things have shifted in this building, I imagine that, and like it's your brain fills in the gaps afterwards, but it's almost like intuitively you get a sense that's like, it's to the north. You almost even get a sense of like what it looks like. Like you start to get a sense of like, oh dang, yeah, just and your brain then fills in the gaps of like extrapolating from this style of this building. We now have an idea what the other buildings may have looked like if they follow the same architectural pattern and style. Perhaps the same architect created the designs for all of these. Perhaps he was even it was just a cultural thing. Who knows? Like there's a lot of different like things that. But I think the way it happens is you get the idea first, and then all of the thoughts start to come in and fill in the blanks. As if to, like, explain why the thought is suddenly there.
Amazing. Okay, so it's all sort of coming from within. So I'm going to look up at the sky and sort of look around and see that there isn't... I mean, it's obviously really overcast, so there's probably no, like, visuals on the sun. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to turn to Yim and say, Yim, what time do you think it is?
Yim is going to roll... to see. You just rolled a nat 20. Yim looks and you hear like a tick, 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 as if there's like a clock going inside of Yim's body. And he's just like, 12:45.
Oh, right. So where do you think the sun is?
Nearly overhead.
Well, that's no help at all. What feels like north?
Yim is going to... I'm going to have him roll this with advantage because of the nat 20 that he just rolled. Okay. He says... He's going to say... I believe that the sun is moving... and he points... Like, he sort of angles his head and he says... Sun is overhead, but it wasn't always overhead. It came from, and starts to like, tick, tick, tick. You hear like the different gears and like the coils inside of him start to like, and like the clanking of gears and stuff, and like the scraping of wires. And he says, yes, and his caracol foot lurches forward, as if he's like a pointer dog, and points. In a direction off of the ridge, or basically along the ridge. Actually, it's further along the edge of the ridge, deeper into the jungle.
Oh, so I can walk along.
Yes, you can still maintain the high ground. And he says, "That away."
That away it is.
Let's go. And you guys begin setting off through the jungle.
Set forth.
We will jump back to the conversation that is taking place much lower towards the jungle floor. Reth, Excuse me, not Shamini. Wow, my God. My brain is all over the place today, folks. Reth, Juji had just asked you kind of what had caused you to have such a strong reaction to the battle as you are walking along. What is going? What would you have said? Like, we can absolutely pick up pretty much where we left off, further down the path. Or the
Juji,
trail.
Thou sawest me.
Thou sawest?
Did you see? Yes. I'm asking, did you see?
Right. Sorry.
Me. With sort of some punching was sort of happening. Do you remember that part?
Vividly, yes. I don't think I can get that image out of my mind. If I try.
Was it bad?
I mean, considering the situation that we were in, which was one of peril, there were several people closing in on us, one of which had kept you restrained for a good chunk of time, which probably, ramped up the anger inside you. I think it was perfectly acceptable for you to have, brought the pain? I think, yes. No, I think that makes sense. Yes.
Did I look angry? Did it look heroic at all?
To me, I would say yes, very heroic, as I was, I'm still feeling quite achy from it all. Yeah, quite, very, almost, I feel like I almost died, but just like not quite, but I feel like I could have, a few more hits and I would have probably, keeled over. So to me, yes, very heroic, thank you. You did look angry though. You did look angry. So if the question is, can you be heroic and angry? My answer is yes.
I'm trying to figure out what it means and what kind of person I am. And one option is, do you know much about yams?
I believe I have probably had one over the last less than year I've been here. Probably had a yam.
Good.
Roll a yam check.
Yam check. Okay, that's a 6 on the yam check.
You have not had it. You're not quite. In fact, you're not entirely sure what a yam is off the top of your head.
You know what? No, I thought that was just a mere potato. No, I've not had a yam. I have not had a yam.
Well, I think I might be a sort of heroic leader of a sort of merry band. So I'm going to try being heroic and see if it sort of fits, Like
Okay.
if I sort of leap heroically about, that could be me. I think that could very well be me.
Absolutely. If that makes you feel better about what you end up doing, then fantastic. But the thing is, Reth, that you can't always worry about how people perceive you, unless you're not worried about how others perceive you, and you're just kind of internally worried about things. Is that correct? Which one?
Well, it's more that I want a second opinion,
Oh.
Like, from your external perspective,
Right.
what kind of person would you say I probably am?
You're my... She stalls for a second, like...
Are you going to say friend? Are you going to say friend?
Maybe.
Juji.
Maybe.
Juji, are we friends?
I mean, yes. Is that yes? Yes.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
We're here in this place, and now we have friends.
Yes. That's good. Yes. No. Yeah. That's good. Yes. You're my friend. You're my friend, and I think that as my friend, you are protecting me, and that's very heroic. And Yes. Keep it up is what I'm saying.
We could be a new merry band. Like, you and me, out here looking for lost grandfathers. Like,
Sure.
I feel quite merry. We could be merry.
Absolutely.
You look quite tired, but
Does the tiredness distract from the merriment? I think, honestly, the tiredness brings a level of delirium that I think can be misconstrued as happiness. So, what do you think about that?
that's great. I think that's all you need for a merry band.
All right.
Right, okay.
I would also
so
love-
we'll heroically go forth.
You know what I would love, Reth? I'd love someone to just lead me. I cannot tell you how little I want to think. So I would love it if you led me about.
I haven't really been paying attention to where we were going.
Oh no!
Roll me a perception check, actually. Both of you can.
Oh shit!
Oh! I got a natural 20.
You got a natural 20.
For a 22.
You know what, Reth, is you're like, oh dang, I have not been walking for like the last 45 minutes of just strolling along, chatting it out, trying to work through some emotions. You have not really been paying attention. You now look down, and I think the first thing that you notice is you can still see the tracks of the old man, Jimoh. So, you're on the right track there. What you were not expecting to see is a very, very large leopard track going in the opposite direction, crossing the path. And I think at that very moment, you also notice, I'm going to say with a nat 20, you pick up on the other set of leopard tracks that you had not been noticing heading in the direction of the footprints. And you know what, with a nat 20, I'll even let you know, you can tell by looking, the tracks you're looking at right now that are directly in front of you heading back towards you are fresher than the ones heading in the same direction as Jimoh. And I think you immediately recognize these tracks. These are the tracks of Chewie. You can see that Chewie apparently went in the same direction as Jimoh, and then at some point fairly recently came back this way.
Oh my god. Reth is just gonna kind of look down and then just like jump up in the air and squeak and point down and shout, Chewie! 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 like look all around.
She just takes out like her staff.
On the ground! Pointing at the mud.
The mud. She like looks forward, looks at Jimoh's footsteps, looks at Chewie's, and looks back, and it's like, okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no. We cannot. I did not factor Chewie into my heroic plan to rescue a grandfather.
As you are standing there, Reth, you, with your natural 20, also hear a creaking sound from above you. And
directly above?
Yes, directly above. As if the creak of a bough of a tree.
Can I pull Juji forward so that if a branch or tree were to fall down, we're no longer directly below it?
Absolutely. Grab Juji, you pull her forwards, and we're going to cut back now to Aboade. Aboade, you, I think as you were tromping along with Yim, you heard a series of squeaks, rather humanoid squeaks and squeals from heading up above, not all that far, directly, and below you, not directly below you, but not all that far off below you, and from, I think, instinctively looking where that may have come from, you see something it looks like there's something moving in among the treetops. You can roll me a perception check to see what that is, if you want.
I wonder what it could be.
Run away!
Yim will once again
stopping in my tracks.
Yeah, Yim will once again use try and give you the help action there to look.
Assist. Great. Okay. That is a 21.
You and Yim look, and you can't quite make out the whole shape, but it looks like a very large feline shape that is sort of stalking amongst the treetops, looking down at something below it. looks like it's maybe 40 feet from you. You're like 10 feet above it. It's like 40 feet out from where you are. It does not appear to have noticed you and Yeem.
Sorry, you can probably hear below you just like... Because that's just Juji.
Yes, you do hear that.
I'd like to see how this plays out. Perhaps if necessary, you
Okay.
can go and make a new friend.
Yeem is just like...
I'm gonna crouch.
Yeem... Oh, go ahead.
Amazing.
Alright, I'm gonna crouch down. So I'm presuming I'm like at the top of this ridge. Could I crouch down on the ridge and just pull out my sidearm and just sort of aim at the creature just to see what it's done? Because I haven't quite figured out what's actually going on yet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait for some action.
Yeem says, "There are probably two sides to this story," and like sinks down and says, "Let's wait and see which one we decide to take."
Wow. The cat is biased. What a surprise.
My goodness. I cannot believe that you're
you-
about to join
you sound more
Chewie's
and more
party.
like me every day.
Yeah. You're basically
I'm going to need both Reth and I'm actually going to need everyone, in fact, to roll initiative.
Ooh, get that niche.
And Aboade's gonna watch.
Aboade is just like,
Oh.
this isn't worth it.
Interesting.
I have work to do.
I hypothesis that my hypothesis.
All right.
Yes.
If everyone has rolled, has anybody gotten between a 20 and 25?
No,
Okay,
Jeremy.
15 to 20. 15 to 20.
That really high pitched. Actually, yes. Joe, you did.
10 to
19. Jeremy.
Okay.
Yes.
19 for Reth.
Oh, thank you.
What about a 10 to 15? No? Okay.
I got it.
Oh, 10. Okay, great.
Okay.
10. 10 for Aboade. What about a 5 to 10?
Yeah, I got an 8. Yeah. Yeah, I got an 8.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to have Yeem act on your turn, Aboade. At initiative 20, beating everyone else, you see Aboade. You see the feline form lurch out of the trees down below. Now, because Reth, you rolled so high on perception, you do not have the surprise condition. However, you have not yet seen where Chewie is, which means that Chewie has advantage on this attack. Chewie is going to come jumping down out of the trees.
Our hero, Chewie.
And that's definitely going to hit. Yeah, that's definitely going to hit. He is going after the one who looks the weakest, which in this case is Juji, who has taken the most damage. He comes down and he 100% hits. That is going to be 13 points of slashing damage. And I'm going to need a 13 points. I'm going to need a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Strength saving throw. Oh, it's a -1, so 13.
The DC was 14.
No, I've got a -1.
You are. So you feel coming, just like you heard the creak. Reth pulled you forward. You are suddenly slammed to the ground by an incredible weight. You feel claws dig into your flesh as you. Reth, you could swear you heard something pop as Juji was knocked to the ground. Juji, you are knocked prone, and Chewie gets another attack because you may failed that save. Oh god. That's a crit.
Wait.
That's a crit.
Oh no! What if you
so-
outright kill me, Jeremy?
I'm not-
What then?
No, you're
Your
fine.
max
You're
HP,
fine. You've got
I will say,
loads of
numerically,
total.
it is impossible
You've
for
got
him to
loads of
kill you.
hits.
However, it is
Yeah,
also
yeah,
impossible
yeah.
for him to not knock you unconscious.
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely.
you see Reth I think the last thing you see, Juji, is this terrifying, like, carved leopard mask face plunge down towards you, fangs bared. Reth, you see as Chewie knocks Juji to the ground, pins her there, clamps down with his jaws, and then you hear her just... it was not a killing blow, but it's the kind of blow that, like, starts to lead to a killing blow. Like, he probably pierced something important just now. She is very much in his jaws. That is the end of his turn. What would you like to do, Reth? It's now your turn.
She's just ragdolling from the mouth.
Reth. Oh no, you're so dead. Reth is going to scream and charge simultaneously. I would basically like to punch Chewie in the face as I'm coming, but not stop. So I'm also just using my full momentum to hit him hard enough that he lets go. Mm-hmm. And then I want to basically push him off, roll, over a few times, and then end up trying to, end up sort of grappling him on the ground, using like my entire body weight against this enormous
So you're going to use your to the mat ability. All right.
I'm going to use to the mat. I'm also sort of tying in there the fact that if I do bludgeoning damage, I can move them 5 feet. So it's kind of sort of tied with also not just pinning them and knocking them prone, but away.
All right.
So
go ahead.
I'm going to start with an attack roll. Makes sense, doesn't it? I know how to do this. I know how to play the game. Not bad. That was a synthetic 20.
Oh, these synth 20s. I'll take a synth 20. That hits.
And that is for 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
You always roll so well. I love to see it. Yeah, and it's because it's it's just one of your abilities, right? Do you have to spend anything to move him 5 feet?
That one, no.
Okay.
The 5 feet I don't, but the grapple and knock prone, I have to...
You have to roll against...
Succeed in an athletics check against his...
AC.
AC, yeah.
Yes, go for it. So you first... Well, I'll narrate what happens after this. Go ahead. And this is spending a second moxie point.
The first one of this game. I'm only spending one on this round. That is a 24.
Yo, look, the synth 20 hit him, so you know that's going to work. I believe it's they can be up to like one size larger than you. He is large and you are medium. So you absolutely do you does this one do damage? Does to the mat do damage? No, it basically just pins him.
No.
Okay. So
temporarily, he's giant.
Yeah, I imagine you jump forward, immediately uppercut him, just you uppercut him, he stands up on his hind legs and stumbles back 5 feet, and as he's coming down, you leap forward, catch him in a clinch, like a straight up wrestling clinch, and as he's his weight is coming down, you throw your weight and all of your strength to the side and flip him upside down, get him onto the ground. Yes. He is pinned down there.
The only thing is, as you uppercut
and then this moment where I'm suddenly on a leopard.
As you uppercut him, he just bites into me further, and I'm fully dead. And
well, yeah. My question was, did he let go?
He definitely did. Yes, you knocked Juji out of his mouth with the first one.
Okay. Gently.
She was not high enough off the ground to take any damage. She just and sort of tumbled out onto the ground. You see the spirits run over and immediately start trying to do CPR. He's as she's just lying there unconscious and bleeding. You have pinned him to the ground, It is now Aboade's turn. Aboade, you saw the feline creature leap down. You heard the screams. You heard you're hearing sounds of a scuffle, branches breaking, rustling of leaves. You don't see what's happening, but you can tell. I mean, you can surmise this thing's hunting. I think as you saw it jump, you can tell this is probably not any ordinary leopard. So this is some kind of powerful, probably spirit being that is attacking something below. The screams do sound humanoid. What would you like to do?
So I am up on a ridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
With and so there's what? How many feet are there roughly between me and you?
So it's 40 feet straight out, like horizontally, and then the trees themselves, I'm going to say, are 30 feet tall, or at least that particular tree was only 30 feet tall. So you are 40 feet vertically and horizontally from where Chewie jumped down.
I'm a ways out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a ways out. So okay. Well, all right, team. Let's get involved. Is it call shenanigans if you want? But is it can I use a free action to? Well, I'm going to describe what I want to do, and you can tell me if I can do it as a free action or not.
Okay.
Basically, what I want to do is remove the mask from Yim.
Mm-hmm.
At which point the selection of slinkies are just sort of coil and fold in on themselves and sort of into basically just what looks like a slinky, like a tiny little coil of bronze. And I put the coil, I hang the coil, put the coil in my satchel, and then hang the mask on my neck.
Oh, the hook.
And then can I do that? Is that possible? Can I take that?
Since you're not having Yim take another form, I will absolutely let you just sort of let it stow him as like an object interaction.
Amazing. Yeah, if I could do that, and then I think that the easiest thing would just be to run off the edge of the cliff and cast Featherfall on myself.
Hey!
Nice.
Float down through the tree.
Seems like everyone
Describe
else
for me
has
what it looks
Featherfall, like ready in an appropriate moment. I'm just like, woo, Featherfall, 5 feet.
Describe for me what it looks like as you cast Featherfall on yourself. Like, because it's since you're an artificer, it tends to be like a technological sort of thing.
Yeah, essentially. So what kind of happens is the wrap that he's wearing, you see the kind of metal plates that are all sort of woven together expand, twist, turn around, and it shoots out as if kind of like creating a giant upside down satellite dish. That kind of acts as a sort of parachute. So he's sort of sat there with just his upper torso being visible. I mean, you wouldn't want to be underneath him at this point, but he's just floating gently down on the sort of buoyant on top of this sort of like flat metal sort of parachute thing.
That was phenomenal. You land because you go 60 feet, right, on your turn. If with Featherfall, doesn't let you go 60 feet.
Yeah, it does. So I will be able to.
So you land by the end of your turn. I'll say that you used to sort of jump and get clear of the cliff face. I'll say that you used 10 feet of movement, but that you land now 30 feet. You can, I think, through the underbrush, see that you can see figures. I don't think anybody would have noticed you as you're just sort of floating down. But I think you can see there are figures. In fact, you know what? Roll me just a perception check for free, just to see exactly what you see as you land.
Okay. 14.
A 14, yeah, I will say that you see Reth on top of Chewie. You can see like the blood on Chewie's mouth, probably. I don't think you can see I don't think from where you are you can see Juji because she's just lying on the ground like away from them, but you can see Reth like having thrown this gigantic leopard spirit. And I think you can also now see the face of the leopard spirit, which looks like essentially a carved leopard wooden like mask that like the leopard's body sort of flows into naturally, like it just turns into this mask. The only part of it that appears to be free moving is the lower jaw, which still looks like flesh. But its head is like this huge, ornate, carved, beautiful leopard mask.
So I think I am going to pull out this this pistol that I have on my side, and I'm going to take a shot at this creature that appears to be doing something very uncalled for.
Oh boy!
Miss.
I think because it's prone, you have disadvantage. But I will say I'll say it's flat because nobody knows you're even here. You just sort of jump down. He's very much occupied and does not realize that you have arrived.
Okay, so that's,
Oh well.
that's a dirty 20. What are we calling it?
He's synthetic 20.
That's from my,
I guess that's what
my
it's called.
chemist
20s.
flatmate, by the way, because synthetic as opposed to natural like compounds.
Right.
Oh.
I think that's great.
It's really good.
This synthetic 20. I think for a scientist character, it absolutely should be a synthetic 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll that damage, my man.
All right. Oh, yes. I will.
Oh, if we could actually like take out Chewie, that would be
Okay. So that's 11 damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
Good gun.
Pretty good, yeah.
Let's roll.
You have 2 shots.
Yes, I do. And I'm going to take them if you don't mind.
I will say the second one does have disadvantage because what?
Oh, it does. Oh, it has disadvantage.
Well, did you crit? Did you crit?
I got a natural 20 and a 19.
We keeping the crit. We keeping the crit. I don't even care. We'll keep the crit. I was gonna say after you shot him the first time, you don't have advantage.
He doesn't know what's going on.
I'm saying I'm gonna say with the second shot, we keeping the crit. I am pro crit. This is a pro crit household. We keeping the crit.
yeah.
Crit. Let's
We
crit.
keep crits in this house.
Pro crit dungeon master.
Crit. All right. So yeah. Okay. So that's That, I mean, I'm guessing that'll probably hit. So okay. So that's 90 damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, it's +4 because it's +4 because I infused it, and there's another. To retroactively say, there's another +1 on the previous one. So whatever that was, that's one more because I infused it with.
I love
shot.
that.
So
I personally love
dang.
that.
yeah. So that's
is
20
that
on the second one.
Good lord. With these, the rest of you here, I imagine it's kind of like, rather than just a gunpowdery sound, there's probably something mechanical as well as magical about it. So it's more of, I'm correct me if I'm wrong here, Aboade, but I'm imagining it's sort of like a clanking sound mixed with like a that sort of like echoes through the trees. Birds flip out like immediately, like flee. The spirits go diving for cover, and
It's a big sound.
yeah, Chewie like. You see, I think Reth, you can see like exploding into the side of Chewie, with like you see like bright silvery bluish like essence, spiritual essence, like floating out of him and splattering across the bushes, and he lets out like a in response to that. That hurt. That one hurt. That was not a good round. Or that was not a good turn for Chewie right there. That was a bad turn. Do you have any bonus actions that you would like to do?
I don't think I could. I've already cast a spell this turn, so I don't think I think that was that was enough.
Okay.
That'll do.
You've done enough, thank you. We're gonna move on to Juji. Juji, you are lying unconscious, bleeding on the ground while all of this chaos goes on. I'm gonna need that death save.
Alrighty then. That was Cobb. It's 14.
All right, that is one success. We are going to. I think as you're lying there, you without like the calming spiritual presence, you, even though you are like rendered unconscious, not just sleeping, you start to feel like the cold air come upon you, and you hear that, and it's like in like the forest of your dreams, you see what looks like a withered hand curling around the edge of a tree. And as it touches the tree, you can see the bark surrounding this hand begins to rot and die. We're going to jump back up to the top of the round with Chewie. Chewie, who has had, he did not expect things to go quite this way. You see that Chewie, as you are holding him, Reth, you have him grappled, pinned to the ground, and you like see him like bleeding below you. And his eyes look up at you, and he says, "You hear like this low rumble of like, did you think I would not come prepared?" And you see like the face sort of meld into the grass and twigs and bushes below you. The spots meld onto the ground. The paw that you're gripping, you see the shape of the paw and the spots of the paw appear to meld into your hands and like arms, as if a reflection being cast on the wall. And you just see all of this slide across the ground, like the image of the spots slide down off of your arm, and the mask slide, and all of the spots slide along the ground, but into like some undergrowth, and you see it sort of disappear, like into the undergrowth.
Did you think I would not be prepared to run away?
Well, after last time, I think it's probably easy to tell, like after last time that he got basically caught and just could not move for an entire battle, he came with a plan. And so he turns intangible, and sort of like a spotty light shadow slides across the ground into the bushes and disappears from view. So that's his turn. Reth, what would you like to do?
I initially sort of like step back from the weird sliding, then I'm gonna like briefly like go towards these bushes and sort of like thinking like he's just gonna reform in there and like jump out on us, but presumably he doesn't appear to be just crouching behind.
You can roll an investigation. You can roll an investigation check or a perception check, whichever you prefer.
14 perception.
That is exactly what he rolled on stealth. You like run through the bushes and see that he has like slid across the ground 40 feet from you, and you see him like sort of like as if he's like been projected against a tree, still intangible, just sort of like and he sees you and he's like, oh. There's a moment of like, ha, and then like, oh, a worthy opponent.
Sort of roll a 14, my guy. There. Come on.
Yeah. Reth is gonna stamp their foot on the ground and shout, "Leave us alone!" at him.
Are you trying to like actually convince him to leave you alone?
Yes.
Is this a persuasion or an intimidation attempt, would you say?
I'm definitely attempting to be intimidating.
All right, roll an intimidation check.
He's a big bully and he should leave us alone, okay?
11.
You see, like, there's like a moment where he kind of like starts, then he's kind of like, I remain unconvinced of your hunting prowess. You shall be my prey! And once again tries to look scary. You just I'll say you used an action to try and intimidate him that way, because that was like a potential fight-ending move. What is your walking speed? 35 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get right over to where he is if you want to just like run over to the tree.
That seems bad. I don't know.
Okay, you could also stay put.
Terrifying leopard. Right. No.
You could stay put if you'd prefer.
I would like to stay here. I'm roughly between him and Juji, right?
Oh yeah, he would have to get past you in order to get
I
to you.
absolutely have not noticed Aboade at all. I just thought the leopard exploded slightly on its own.
you thought that there was like a weird echoing boom,
Yeah, like,
and the leopard just started
what
to
is
combust.
this leopard doing?
Just spontaneously
It's
combust.
weird.
Oh no, he backfired like a car.
Yeah.
All right, is that the end of your turn then, Reth?
I think so, because I think all my bonus actions require Moxie points anyway, so
All right.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna hang out here. Looking
Aboade, yes, Aboade, you see this spectacle, and you see this unusually small Swala woman, or smaller person, excuse me, just sort of yelling into the bushes, in the direction that you saw the big leopard spirit go. I think at this point you also now might glimpse through the trees in like a humanoid form lying there, because you notice the small person who was beating up on the leopard did not actually have any blood on them. The blood must have come from somewhere else. So I think you see like a little bit of a blood trail, and you see like what looks like some figure lying there.
Johnny, can I just ask, does Aboade find my 11 roll at all intimidating?
You can roll
I
wisdom.
Was very
Yeah!
Yim is like, though they be tiny, they are fierce.
Love that.
Do I need to make a deception check for that? So I'm gonna. Oh gosh. Someone appears to be. Yes. Well, this is not my strong suit. Making people better. Perhaps
You hear some weird sounds, some weird unconscious person sounds.
Don't worry about it. She's fine.
I don't suppose I could. So if I Are we in? We're still in initiative, aren't we?
Yes, we are still in initiative.
Can I whip out? Somebody seems to be yelling at something in the distance, but I can't see it, I presume. So I'm going to rush up and see if I can help this downed person here. I'm going to take out my hold up my necklace, and it's going to turn into a sort of set of like metal files and sort of pipettes and sort of little boiling tubes and things. And I'm going to look around. Is there the potential of crafting with my alchemist supplies any kind of potion or medicine that is going to either be able to heal some, or at least give me like an advantage on a medicine check to try and revive this person?
I will let you roll a nature check to try and like see. At the very least, you can in a pinch perform a medicine check. But I will let you look around and see if you can try and find. I'll let you do that as like a bonus action to try and look around.
So that's an 18 for nature.
Okay, yes. You can tell that it would probably take, with an 18 actually, with these particular plants, it would take you a round to actually concoct something that would be able to bring a little bit of healing back. This person doesn't look like they're technically on death's door, but they're not about to die.
Are you sure?
You maybe have some leeway. If you want to use your turn to like start to construct that, I will let you roll essentially a tools check, because are you automatically proficient with let me see if you automatically become proficient. Yes, you are automatically proficient.
Yeah,
so if you are, you can automatically be proficient. I will let you use your intelligence modifier, because I believe yes, you can add your full like +8 to a medicine check, or essentially an alchemist tools check. I will say to try and make something that restores any hit points at all, I'm going to say is a DC 15. It'll be like the equivalent of like 1 hit point, a good berry. If you want the equivalent of like a healing word, DC 20. If you want the equivalent of like a cure wounds, DC 25.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to give it a go. Here we go. Ah, crap.
Oh no!
Here we go.
That's bad, man. That's a 2 plus 8. That's a 10.
Oh no! You gather, you run and start gathering all of these plants that are like, okay, like roots, roots, berries, like everything, nuts, leaves, some grass. You're just shoving it in there. You're like, you grab the mortar and pestle. You're mixing it up. You're like speaking whatever magic you would normally speak to, infuse some of your artificer magic into it. You realize you accidentally added way too much dirt. It's way too thick. Like you get a mixture at the end of it that is, it's like you can't swallow this. This is like at best you rub this. It's like a vapor rub situation, and that's just gonna take too long.
You would have just carried on and just given it to me anyway, I assume.
Yeah, if you gave it to her now, she might choke on it. So this is just not good to try and insert into a human being.
Yeah, I'll sort of sip it and just. Yes, no, this is quite unpalatable. Well, ye from the sublime to the ridiculous, eh? Better luck next time.
Such is our lot in life. Still just a mask sitting on your chest. That is, we're going to, I guess, from.
I guess that's.
Yeah, let's hope you do, because it's now your turn, Juji.
It's a 12.
That's 2 successes. Hey. Woo! All right. I think that in your mind you have just taken turn and run. And you can just feel the coldness from behind you trying to suck you back, pull you back. You know what's behind you, but you're not looking at it, but you can feel it. It's not quite gaining on you, but it is still uncomfortably close. Now we're going to jump to Chewy's turn. On his turn, he reemerges from the tree, lands in majestic leopard form. He's looking pretty messed up, but he's not even sure who shot him and like what is going on. He thinks that may have been you. He's not entirely clear. So he's going to try and take you down. He's going to charge at you, Reth.
The exploding.
Let's see what happens here. What is your AC?
Exploding. You don't know who.
15.
But it's one of yous.
He ain't gonna hit with that. So his big move does not work. He runs and takes a dive at you to try and pounce on you, and you are able to duck under. And you can see even like as he's lifting his arm, his muscles appear to have been damaged by the shots that he's received, and kind of almost takes a spill. He doesn't land prone, but he's not in a good position, and he just lands in front of you. That was his combo move.
Oh no!
Reth, it is your turn. That was his movement.
That's probably not what I'm supposed to be doing.
What would you like to do? You can see like these defiant. You can see these defiant leopard, like feline eyes glinting at you, green from inside of this beautiful ornate mask.
He's now on the other side of me as well, closer to Juji, because I ducked.
Yeah, but he has basically stood next to you.
Still.
He's trying to take you down.
I shall go in for. I'm just gonna go in and start.
A kiss.
Yeah.
No.
I sort of like.
He just puts a paw on your head.
Punch,
Too soon.
Combo thing.
We're not there yet.
All right, go for it.
Yeah.
Some punch kick combos.
I've got a standard 3 attacks because I've got. Oh no. Sorry, 2 attacks and then a bonus action. Oh no, and a bonus action attack. So I've got 3 attacks. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with that. So the first one is a 17 plus 8. So that presume hits.
That'll hit.
Second
that is
one
25.
Is 9 plus 8.
9 does not hit.
Maths.
Oh, a 9. Okay, 17 hits. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being
17.
unclear.
A 9 would miss, but a 17.
The final one is a natural
17
one.
definitely hits.
That's fun.
The natural one does not hit. But roll damage for those first 2.
Oh, I've lost my eyes.
Get him. Get him.
That's 18 total points.
Okay. You like lurch forward, grab him into like another clinch, and then immediately just start raining elbows, punches, like some knees, just throwing limbs into this dude's breadbasket. He is like, describe for me. Well, first of all, are you interested in killing or destroying Chewie? That is my first question.
That is such a good question. Oh no, you put me in this conundrum.
I'm interested.
But the thing is that Reth does not think that is possible. Like this is absolutely desperate, last ditch. Like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm really angry. I'm gonna like hurt you as much as I can, in the hope that either I hurt you before I die, or you decide to give up. Like they have no concept that they could actually defeat such a terrifying creature.
Okay, so it's sort of like a blind swinging. All right, then here's how we will do it. As you start like raining blows into Chewie's body, you look up into the face not of Chewie, but of that same big Swallow Man, the big one with the Cape Buffalo horns. You feel a sense of power. You can see, like, looking down at your hand, you have, like, what look like some kind of bands or wrappings around your hand, and you are just slamming into this guy in it's once again in an alleyway, but this time it's under cover of night, and this is clearly a different alley. I think it almost feels like it's a different you in comparison to when you were hiding from this guy, but you are just raining blows into him, and he's you can tell you've done some internal damage. Like as he like leans back, he tries to sort of move, and it's like it's he doesn't even have, you've knocked the wind out of him. He's leaning against the wall. He looks up at you, and he says, "I don't have it. Do your worst," and spits out at you. What do you do to this man? You, I think, in this moment, you instinctively know you can stop here. But if you go all the way, no one will have a problem with it.
So in the vision, you're asking me, in the past?
In the vision, you have as you look into this man's face, you have a recognition. I could stop here and say, he's learned his lesson. Or I could just eliminate him, and no one would have a negative thing to say about it.
I think, like you said, the power, the final, the sort of revenge, and the sense of being in control of the situation. I think they're gonna finish him.
Okay. As the face of this Swallow Man looks defiantly, and you raise your fist for the final blow, you see like a flash of fear in his eyes as you start the swing, and the last thing that you see is your fist going through the wooden mask, shattering it. There is like a howling of energy that is released. You see the same silvery greenish light arc out. You hear like the scream of a great cat, and as Chewie's essence is scattered into the winds and rain of the jungle, because as you do this, it starts to rain. The mugginess has boiled over into a full-blown downpour. Rain is pouring down through the trees. You are standing. You can still feel like the tingling of the electricity on your arm from where your hand went through him. It's like your arm went through up to the elbow. He is gone. Chewie, you're not sure if there's any way for him to come back from this. But whatever made up Chewie has been scattered and dispersed. That's the end of your turn. Aboade. Well, we're basically out of initiative. I'm going to need... Aboade, you have this mixture. Before Juji makes another death save, you, I think, probably hear like this crazy sound and are able to see this small person come out and just absolutely pummel this leopard spirit into oblivion. But also there's a person bleeding out on the ground. What do you do in this moment? She lets out a very weird, halfway between a burp and a gulp.
A gulp.
It's a good.
Yeah, Can I basically try what I did before again, but with the knowledge that dirt is not core ingredient of it?
Absolutely. Roll me another tool check. As you hear Yim go, "We must cease her gurping."
Okay. Oh, that's a 25. What would the
25. That's the equivalent of a cure wounds.
Way. Oh.
So that's
a
I'm gonna let you. That's a D8. It's a D8 plus your spellcasting modifier, which in this case would be intelligence. So D8 plus 5.
That's not bad. That is that's an 8 total.
That's good enough for me.
So you get the consistency right this time. You're able to out of your little mixture bowl, able to pour it into her throat. Juji, as you're like running, you can still hear the like gaining on you, bearing down on you. At that very moment, you feel like a strong, warm, like a sort of a sharpness in your mouth and throat, and you're and you come to and see this completely unfamiliar bronze man just looking down at you with a big mask hanging from his from a chain around his neck.
I think Juji like wakes up and she's just like, "Let me alone!" And then she will look at your face and then looks down at the mask and is like, "Ah!" and just smacks it. Like, then it like swings.
How rude!
No! She just
Aboade like
rolls
disrespectful.
back slightly winded from being punched in the chest.
If I'm hearing this and seeing like Juji trying to fight you off, I am coming over there to punch you in the face. Because I don't know what you think you're doing, but
I'm gonna raise my music. I think there's been a misunderstanding. I was just passing by. I noticed you were in distress. I thought perhaps I would lend my aid, since I had nothing else to do at the moment. Are you all right?
Juji, are you all right?
Like, I don't. What happened? What happened? What happened?
The unconscious one was gurping. We had to stop it.
Did you? Who? Did you make her better?
I made an attempt. Not completely better, but I've done my best for now. Perhaps she should seek medical attention at the nearest convenience. Just out of curiosity, what was that thing and why was it attacking you?
There was a thing. What? Was it her? Was it her?
Who?
Yes, the large
I do not know its pronouns. It was a leopard.
Oh, disregard what I said. Don't worry about that. Who was it? Chewie.
It was Juji. I'm gonna rush over. Like, Chewie leapt out of a tree and like was basically eating you. And basically, what happened was, I heroically got rid of Chewie, but in a very positive and heroic way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Juji is going to just like hold them by their shoulders, like
she
you did
punched it to death.
You punched it to death. Yes, heroic.
But only because
heroics happened here.
Only because it was Chewie, and because in order to, because we were a merry band. I look up at Aboade. We're a merry band and friends, and therefore the punching was heroic, and the destroying, and it was you understand, it was very good actually.
Oh yes, I am very merry to be.
I think you and I may have different definitions of the word merry, but I like the idea of a band. People banding together is inherently a good thing, don't you think, Yim?
I call base.
Did your?
I see what you did there. Excellent joke.
Are you talking to your jewelry? Is that what that?
Oh, this is
Turtle.
no mere jewelry. This is Yim, my companion, and I'm gonna whip out the slinky and pop the mask onto the slinky, and it sort of expands into this caracal gazelle thing. He is a friend, I would say, closest thing I have to a friend, a companion, and yes, his name is Yim. We travel together. He helps me out with things. At the moment, I've attached him to a little device that I've been working on for some years now. But I can attach him to many things that I've constructed, and to be used in all sorts of ways.
I'm versatile.
Hello, Yim. Giveth me great pleasure to make thine acquaintance. That's amazing. I mean, you're amazing.
You know, this is a dangerous area. What led you to be running around in this particular part?
Oh no, the grandfather.
Grandfather?
The grandfather.
Are you anyone's?
The grandfather.
Is one of you a grandfather?
No.
Congratulations.
No, we're not a grandfather. Are you a grandfather?
Yim steps forward and tries to shake both of your hands.
I really want to shake
no,
Yim's hand.
okay.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, look, it's so cool.
You have missed.
You are the youngest grandfather I've ever seen.
We're not grandfathers. You're not. I mean, I don't know why I'm asking this, but you're not a grandfather, are you?
That I know of.
No. Okay. That's not. Yeah. Obviously, that was.
I live in a mask. I cannot reproduce.
I heard that no one could reproduce. It's very interesting. I don't know if you've heard about that, but my friend told me about people not having children here.
I think I don't know if Juji would have heard about
this. I consider this contraption one of my children. I create many things.
Can't you see the family resemblance? Yim just stands and puts his face, his mask next to.
I'm gonna try and make a similar pose next to him, buddy.
I see.
Back to back buddy pose.
Now, yes.
See.
Quite cute. Lovely trick.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
But
I have
this
his
grandfather
nose.
you speak of.
Wait a sec. You said you were passing through and you just thought you'd save Juji from possible bad things just because you happen to be free.
Yes, you see, well, I say I'm free. I'm actually making a delivery. Well, two deliveries, really. Well, one delivery and one task. I'm a courier, you see. I travel between places and I give people messages and I return the responses to those messages. I was on an errand, a rather important errand actually, but I discovered an unusual building. I got a little lost, as is my wont to do. I discovered an unusual building and I decided to follow it. I'm afraid I got sidetracked. And then, in the course of getting sidetracked, I again got sidetracked by the leopard in a mask that was attacking these you two. So I have been doubly sidetracked. I'm just waiting for the next sidetrack to come along, I suppose.
I think that's perfectly valid.
Doing?
Sure.
Juji, don't you think that sounds very heroic?
Just sounds like a regular day to me. You know, just you're doing things, you get distracted by other things. No, I if anything, it's relatable. I think, but
I don't consider myself
true heroism.
I consider myself a perpetual procrastinator.
Yes, no, me too.
I look up to him as a hero, but I do not wish to contradict him.
I was just thinking that it would also be very heroic to help us try and find the grandfather. And given that you've already sort of heroically rescued us, you know, from bleeding, maybe...
Yes.
I smell another sidetrack. Oh, interesting.
Yes, hello. What's
It
your
seems
name?
we have no actual tracks, only side tracks. And I, for one, relish it.
Yes.
I prefer the sides to the main, almost exclusively.
Right.
I agree.
Yes, what is your name?
People
We
call
know
me
Yim.
Aboade.
Aboade. Yes, I think that Aboade seems like a heroic sort. Thank you for saving my life. I like Juji's looking down at like the alchemist kind of supplies that you have, and like going, okay, got it. Yes,
right.
thank you.
I nearly killed you.
You what? Why? No, wait. Hang on. Backtrack. Circle back to that. What? Why? Why did you do it on purpose?
I wouldn't say on purpose. I made another potion. I didn't end up giving it to you, thankfully. I tasted it myself first. But that may well have made you choke. Fortunately,
well, you
there
know
was
what?
another one.
I didn't, and that's all that matters for now. Yes. Would you like to, if you're not too busy currying, would you like to come with us, maybe, to help? Because you know, just because, I was out of whatever that was. I don't know what happened. So if something like that were to happen again, I would love it if it wasn't just kind of Reth on their own, just dealing with the spirit. You know, could be handy.
How
if you
likely
didn't have anything
are
else.
you to be... how often does this kind of thing happen to you? How often are you attacked by large animals in masks?
This is the second time for me in the last few days.
I think actually Yim jumps in and says, "Or masks in animals," and taps on his head and.
Well, we've had a few fights. We have had two together. No, this is the third. This is the third now. We did just have one, which I was a bit battered from, and then this is what happened, and that's why I was immediately, knocked out. I think.
Juji, I think I broke Chewie's face, and I think they disappeared. And was I supposed to do that? Because I didn't think that was possible. I think they might be gone, which is good. But unless it's bad, because you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to kill things. But
I did have a thought that maybe like we shouldn't hurt them because
you're not supposed to. But they were trying
but
to eat
no,
us.
I think honestly, I think that's fine. I think that Chewie made their bed, and I think that this is fine. Honestly, I don't take this lightly. Glad to see them go.
The only thing is that
Glad to see them go.
you mentioned Aboade that they does this happen to us a lot? I don't think Chewie likes us.
I see. And you got this impression because it tried to eat your face.
Yes. Yeah, that was
I
it.
think
Yes,
that is
exactly.
a valid
That was the
conclusion
clue.
based on the evidence.
So, on the plus side,
Indubitably.
now they might be gone. On the downside, if they ever manage to reappear again, they're going to doubly not like us. So, I think we're all right for now.
You'll have to punch it in
but
the mask 3 or 4 times the next time, rather than just the once.
I don't know if I can do that again. I wasn't really thinking about it. I wasn't really thinking, and then I punched them, and then it wasn't the plan. I didn't mean to.
Imagine how proficient you would be at punching were you applying thought to it.
I don't. Okay.
The possibilities are boundless. I think
Would you-
together we could probably dispatch it quite quickly.
Would you think?
You see that Yim flexes. Yim, upon hearing this, just.
Yeah, the springs sort of expand to resemble muscles.
One of them drops below, and he looks at it. It shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I'll just whip out my my tools and turn them into metalworkers' tools, smith's tools, and just sort of tick, 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 just fix that for you. There you go.
Ah, yes. There's that bicep.
Aboade, where you're from, is that? Do people appreciate, skills such as punching a spirit into dust?
Well, we appreciate transferable skills. So I believe if you can punch the face of a mask or a giant leopard, you could probably handle a hammer and anvil and create something out of metal that could be very useful.
True, yeah.
So yes, where I come from, we allow people from all sorts of life, all walks of life, to coexist and help in the creation of great things.
Wow! Oh my gosh, including Swala people and Emere people.
Oh, yes. Most people. We are primarily an Ironmaster group, but we allow people from anywhere to join in as long as they can contribute in a meaningful way.
I like that. That's good.
It's all love.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Doesn't that...
I love that.
Juji, we could go there
Oh,
and meet the people and
yes.
yes.
Yes, I would like that.
I would happily welcome you to the community. I'm not actually going that way. We might have to take a slight, several-week-long detour before we get there.
Oh.
If that's all right.
Can we see something else on the way?
I suspect
was
we will
heading
see
to
many
the city
things.
of Kusugu in the kingdom of Daura. It's an Asian kingdom. I have several rather urgent matters to attend there. So perhaps once we have dealt and punched the face of this grandfather of yours,
No,
we
not
can
bad.
carry on about our way.
No, the grandfather's lost.
Yim
Lost
has started
the
shadowboxing.
No, you, please. I mean, sorry, that's not my place. But please, no.
I see. So what is your intention of the grandfather? You ran the grandfather away?
Find
Or are
and
you
return
seeking the grandfather?
the grandfather to his family.
Yes.
Oh.
Gently,
Well,
carefully,
it
kindly.
is very lucky to have a family in these parts, in this realm. So I would gladly reunite such a thing.
You have a family. You have your child.
Alas, like many of us, I do not. I only have Yim, my faithful friend.
You said Yim was basically like a child.
Yes, as they say, the family you choose is as important as the family you are given.
I am a synthetic child.
Okay, right. Fake child. Got it. No, not fake. No, I mean, not fake.
Not fake.
Real.
Very real. But
Got it.
synthetic.
Got it.
Have you any idea where this grandfather of yours has off to?
I point to the ground.
Look
yeah.
down at the. Yeah, I'm just gonna look down at where we've been like rolling around. Yeah, footprints.
Oh, my blood's covering it.
Roll
My
just a
blood.
quick-
No, it's everywhere. Oh.
Yeah,
blood
roll a quick
everywhere.
perception or quick survival check to see if you're able to you'll eventually be able to find it, but just to be where was the trail? See how long it takes of you guys just pointing around.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, I got a 14.
Okay. It takes like a solid minute of them before Juji's like, oh, and you see about 20 feet ahead of you, a small pair, or not small, but a humanoid pair of footprints heading deeper into the jungle. Coincidentally, perhaps, or perhaps not, Aboade, in the same direction that you were already heading.
Oh, well, that's fortuitous. Perhaps we should go that way. Kill two birds with one stone, as they say.
We should definitely go this way, but I just want to prepare us for the fact that the grandfather might not be there.
I don't agree. I think it's all fine. No, I think it's fine.
Just that. Chewy's tracks were also going in that direction, and then Chewy came back and was clearly still hungry, so probably just decided that they didn't want to eat a grandfather. But
Chewy came back. Chewy
It must be
obviously
a very-
couldn't find the grandfather.
couldn't find the grandfather. Right, okay, yes, that's probably it. All right.
I imagine the
Let us
lack
be
of
off.
tracks might be down to the fact that the large leopard was in the treetops. So unless the grandfather is a very sprightly fellow who has the capabilities of climbing up trees and traversing amongst them, I think we are likely to find him through the tracks.
Yes.
Right. Yes, we are. Heroically off to find the grandfather.
Let's head that way now. Why not? Shall we? Walk and talk? Yes?
And as all of you head to follow these tracks into the jungle, hoping that the grandfather will be at the end of them, having destroyed the only person who could have told you what had happened, you set off into the deep, dark jungle. And I don't think anyone would catch this because it's incredibly faint. But if, for example, a bug were to crawl on Aboade's bag of holding, that bug might pick up just the faintest little tink, 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 as if something inside of the bag was knocking very purposefully against its insides. And with that, we will end this particular series, or not this series, this particular episode. Not the series. That's the end of the series, folks. Series wrap. We will end this episode. That's the end of this particular session. We will catch you next time. But thank you all for listening, and thank you all to our players. If you would like to plug anything, if you have anything to plug, we will start with you, I was about to say Jomini. My God, Shamini. Do you have anything to plug?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna plug at RP Geeks D&D. It's another show I do where we combine science with sci-fi adventures in space. You can find it at RP Geeks D&D on various socials: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram.
Oh yeah. And Liv, do you have anything that you would like to plug?
Oh, you can come and hang and chat with me over on Twitter. I'm at Does Dark Magic. And if you want to check out more video-y stuff that I do, board gamey RPG stuff, you can head over to youtube.com/dicebreaker if you'd like to. Also, you can, if you're not subscribed to Three Black Halflings YouTube channel, you should absolutely check that out.
You should be.
And yeah,
What are you doing?
give us a little subscriber do.
Yeah, what are you doing with your life if you're not subscribed? What are you
They've
doing?
probably been busy.
Yeah.
They'll get to it. It's on the list.
Yeah, no, I trust them.
Yeah,
People are
I guess we
busy.
did just have a pandemic, and
Yeah,
we're kind of still in it.
Yeah.
And Johnny, do you have anything that you would like to plug?
Sure, why not? Yes, I have an Instagram account. It is called @the_lonely_orchestra. I do all sorts of strange musical shenanigans over there, and if you would like me to create a custom-made piece of music for your podcast in the game Dungeons and Dragons session or mask punching bonanza, then just slide on into my DMs, send me a message. I'm friendly, I'm personable.
Can confirm.
A mask punching bonanza is, I think, what you would get if Eyes Wide Shut was an action movie. And I have been your very neighborhood Dungeon Master, Jeremy Cobb. You can follow me on Twitter at JeremyCobb1. That's Cobb with 2 B's and the number 1. And you can follow, of course, this show at 3 Black Halflings on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I think we're still. Are we back officially on Grindr? Has the 3 Black Halflings Grindr come back up?
Banned. We were banned.
Okay, we are no longer on Grindr. We'll see. Yeah, we may have to try and join under another name, under another email address. But in the meantime, thank you all for tuning in. We will catch you all next time for the next episode. Woo! So long, Shire folk.
So long, Shire folk.
Shire folk.
Doobity-boobity-boobity-boo. I'm gonna get killed. Doobity-boobity-boo.
That was a Headgum podcast.